What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Van Chats. I'm sitting here with Rasmus Pedersen from Denmark. Currently, where you at? You in Mallorca?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's hanging out in Mallorca, getting a training camp in with the Team Pursuit guys, I'm assuming. But anyways, how you doing, man? How are things going?
I'm doing fine. The weather is perfect down here, and yeah, haven't had much of a rainy day, so it's just perfect for training.
Yeah, no, right on. Yeah, I'm dealing with snow right now, so it's
Oh,
pissing snow here in Colorado Springs. But anyways, let's dive into a little bit about you, man. Like I kind of latched onto you when I saw. Well, first, you're one of the best team pursuiters in the world right now, which is pretty awesome. But I latched onto you from one of the photos that you posted. You used to be a little big boy, chunky boy,
yeah,
and
exactly.
and now you're still a big boy, but you're just a ball of fucking muscle. You're just like walking muscle. So yeah, tell us a bit about your story, how you fell into cycling, and yeah, how you came about.
It all started when I was just like a young kid from Denmark and just growing up near the track in my hometown called Odense.
Uh huh.
Used to drive around the velodrome there. I have a couple of friends I drove with, and yeah, the years gone by, and I started getting better at cycling, of course, especially on the road, where I think my highlights would be a third at the World Championship in Richmond, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I was a junior, so a couple of highlights there, and then I was in the pursuit of getting to Rio, actually, in 2016, but was the kind of the last guys that got dropped from
Yeah.
the bunch there. So it was a real bummer, and I thought to myself that maybe I shouldn't pursue this dream anymore, and maybe I should start studying and just
Yeah.
hanging out with some friends. So the next couple of years, actually 2 years, I was just like hanging out, partying, getting
Yeah.
drunk, and having fun.
Yeah.
And then my team coach, our captain, Kasper Jørgensen, actually called me up and said if I ever wanted to pursue the dream again, I could just start cycling again and get into the project. And then on, it just took off. I came like I think actually 3 weeks after I stopped studying, I was going to the European Championship in Glasgow, and yeah, we have just
No, yeah,
seen
because
ever
you
since.
you guys you guys took off pretty fast, and I mean I remember, so I think it was 2017, I believe, or 2018. We were at I think it was Poland,
Yeah.
and that's when we really started to see the team pursuit teams kind of come together and really start to do new things, try different things, and you guys were always very short pulls, like you know, from the gun, you would take like one lap pulls almost. And now you guys are moving to that 3 to 4 lap pull model where guys are
Yeah.
taking big, long pulls. And so I guess, did that kind of come about when Dan came into the project, or did you guys kind of always just like start to progress as you guys started to try new things? Because, I mean, as such a small country, you guys were probably some of the innovators just as much as, who bought bike. But was that because of Dan or just because you guys wanted to try new things?
Dan definitely helped us a lot,
Yeah.
but he came in a bit after there. I think we began to really work with Dan about like 2019. I think he came into the project and helped us.
Yeah.
So actually, before that, we just looked at Australia. I think was one of the guys that really tried to use this way of getting some of the guys to take a big better chunks of the leads and so on. So we just saw what other people were doing, and we tried exploring that ourselves and tried to testing it out. And then we went from sometimes we had the guy doing the starts. He only did 1.25 lap
Yeah.
starts, and then we just tried to do longer and take 2 rounds pulls, and we just saw that it worked better. Everyone became better, and it worked more. When we see what can I see? It worked better when you're on the tails, because
Yeah.
you don't really get that much slipstream before, because it was like 45 seconds and then you have to take a turn again, and then now you have much more time to recover on the wheel.
Yeah. And then you're just able to take crazier, longer pulls
Yeah.
and they're not much of a spike. Yeah. And so, and I guess let's dive into a bit of the Olympics because I
Yeah.
mean, you weren't my biggest fan during my Olympic podcast, which I don't think the entire Danish team liked me during, because I thought Italy was going to win, and we're all over that now.
Yeah.
We're over that now. But but yeah, let's dive into the Olympics, because that was a big drama pool. Like, that was just the craziest thing I could experience. What was it like being an athlete during that time? Like, trying to just like keep your head straight. I mean, I'm not even talking about winning the bike race or even trying to set a world record. I mean, at this point, you guys are just worrying about, like, I mean, there's bike failures. There's people running into the back of each other. There's about to be fights in the infield over somebody wearing fucking shin tape. So it's mental right now. And so what was it like as an athlete, I guess, at the Olympics dealing with that?
It was like being in a reality show. It's just so
Really?
much drama, yeah, around everyone, and the media going crazy, and everything you see on social media is just going ballistic at our riders. Even so, it was a mad time to be in, because it wasn't what you expected to be. You
Yeah.
thought the Olympics was just like similar to the World Championship before,
Yeah.
but yeah, then we just, yeah, it was
Well,
mental.
breakfast is always hard to go to sometimes, because like everybody's cool, everybody's too cool to say hey. You're both there to ride the bikes, right? Like, who people are at this point. There's only 8 teams, right? So that's 32, a minimum of 32 people, right? Some upwards of some teams have 6 people. But anyways, you're at breakfast with these people, and there's borderline, like, who filed, and we're not even going to call out teams, but who's filing, X, Y, and Z protest, and you see them at breakfast the next morning. So how cold was breakfast in the morning? And I mean, I'm not talking about your food, but just like being in that element. And I mean, it probably helped that COVID was a thing because everybody was spread out. But
Yeah.
yeah, what was that like?
The atmosphere was just really cold, as you would say. People were more indifferent to one another. They were just like looking down and
Yeah,
going about their business as usual. But you could just feel the intensity around people,
yeah,
and that this was war. It was a melee fight that just
yeah,
was about to go down. So a really strange thing to witness, because yeah, as I said earlier, the World Championships is a whole nother deal. Everyone
yeah,
is friendly and chatting with each other. Here at the Olympics, you are way more focused, and you're just going around your own business.
yeah. And so that, I mean, some of those things had to be mental, because it's like, I'm just like changing your bikes moments before because of X, Y, and Z protest, and changing that. It had to be another battle. And so, that all being said, now that we got all that out of the way, I've kind of also now latched onto the fact that you're tapping into some mass start racing. So what's 2024 looking like for Rasmussen?
Hopefully, a lot more medicine,
Yeah,
and maybe some omniums and
yeah,
other disciplines such as scratch and so on, because I just want to evolve as a rider, and it's more fun to do more
yeah.
disciplines than just the team pursuit, because
Show
then you're
up.
just sitting down in the box and looking at people going around.
Yeah,
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 so it's way more fun.
yeah. And so, what is selection like looking like that for you guys? Like, is it kind of like they're giving you guys the leeway, or with Morkov and Lasse Norman Hansen, like, are those guys kind of phasing out, or what's that looking like? How do you guys compete for those spots? I mean, those guys, you're literally fighting for the best Madison riders in the world.
Yeah. Right now, Lasse and Marco is currently not in the project.
Yeah,
If you would say so, they are trying to focus more on the roads right now. But
yeah.
they can definitely go into the project as soon as they will.
As soon as they want.
Hopefully up to the Olympics they come around again. But right now it's just everyone has the chance to go out and do the thing. I think Casper is really looking forward to see how much we develop as riders, and see who has the potential to break down these spots and hopefully take another medal soon.
Yeah, and so one thing that I really like about your team, and I'm kind of curious about, is you guys have a very like infectious like vibe going on. Like, I can always see you guys cracking smiles. You're always having fun in the pit. But when it's race time, it's race time. But like in the pit, you guys are having fun. Like, you guys aren't super stressed. I mean, you could be, but you do a very good not showing it. So like is more are Morkov and those guys, some of the older guys, coming down saying, hey, you guys should try this, do that? Are they giving you some advice, or is it pretty cold shoulder, like, hey, those are my trade secrets, don't want to share those secrets kind of thing?
No, I think in Denmark we have a really cool culture. It all starts actually when you're a young rider,
Yeah.
because everyone is training with each other and giving another knowledge about how to race a race and so on. So just it starts from when you're really young, and then you just grow up and have the same culture as you did before. So everyone is just giving advices out and trying to help one another.
No, and that's super cool. And so now going forward, so now you're in Mallorca, you're training. What's next on the calendar for you, man? Where are we going to see you next in Europe or America or wherever?
I think Glasgow would be the next one to the Nation Cups.
Okay.
We are looking forward to that, of course, and then we are trying to have some training camps upwards and trying to get the shape as best possible. And that would be the first test we really have on our new team, because as you mentioned before, Les is out, and so is Niklas and Frederik Rodenberg right now.
Yeah.
They have the potential to come back if they want to, but they are focusing on the road again. So we have a new team, and we have to see where we can go with that.
Yeah, because it seems like after the Olympics, you units just freaking sign world tour contracts, and you're on to
Uh,
the next thing. I mean, go down the list of team
yeah,
pursuit guys. It's just all signing
and
contracts.
you can see people like Matthew Walsh and Sam Wilsford and
Yeah.
so on. Everyone is trying their luck on the road right now, and it's a good thing, because this is where the money is right now.
Yeah.
It's on the road. Yeah, so you have to give that a chance.
So, do you have any passion to maybe go to the road, or is it like, hey, you got some unfinished business on the track, or is it kind of like, hey, that's not me, or what?
I think I have some unfinished business at the track, of course.
Yeah.
I really want to exchange that silver to a gold medal,
Yeah.
but I think for it, we're just looking to try and see how I get at best possible a rider, and just see how I can expand my different attributes and to getting better.
So, are you riding for a road team at all, or are you just like chilling with the
Nah,
national team on the track?
just a local team in Denmark, nothing
Yeah.
big. I think I'm a bit too heavy for the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still difficult with those extra kilos, so it's more going full gas on the velodrome, and then I have to take the training that it is by racing on the roads.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure. So, you got any 6 days in plan, Virenzola, anything like that? Anything coming up?
Nothing special right now. We're just
Just
having
Nations
fun right
Cup.
now. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's perfect, man. And so now I'm gonna dive into some of these questions because we got some pretty funny ones, and we got some serious ones.
yeah,
Um, I got a serious one. We'll start serious. So when
yeah.
thinking about training, how does perspective on how does perspective on your training dictate how well you train? So I'm assuming the way he's asking that is when you go in to look at your training, um, is it how is it laid out and how is it organized for whatever block, right? Like, are you training through World Cups, or are you, peaking for these World Cups? Like, what is it? One goal, one mission? Like, because GB has that thought process, right? So it's like they're always the Olympics. They're always the Olympics. So they could care less about the Nations Cups because they know they'll qualify. But
Yeah.
but yeah. So what's it like going into your training? Because I mean, for a U.S. rider, we have to do the best we can at everything we do, or we won't
Yeah.
get selected for anything.
Yeah, I think we got the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
if you can say that. I think the overall objective is still the Olympics, of course, and that's where we're pinning at. But it's hard to train just for a goal that is 4 years ahead of you. So
Yeah.
we have to pinpoint out some other goals along the way, and of course, World Championship is one of them, and then the Nation Cup comes after. But we're always trying to have, like, I think 3 main goals every season that we are trying to peak at, and hopefully we have some blocks that is really contributing to that up to the races. So definitely, like 3 goals.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. So lay it out in 3 goals, and those are the 3 targets. The
Yeah.
next question, this is a great question. Mishi is wondering if you are a good dancer.
Oh, she saw me at the at the party we had.
Yeah,
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 that's actually funny because you know how we met?
yeah, yeah,
Dancing
yeah.
at
We
the
met.
bar. Yeah.
I met Rasmussen dancing at the bar. We bumped each other a few times in a Madison trying to go for some sprints.
Yeah.
And we were the 2 biggest fellas there. And after that, we then bumped into each other dancing really
Yeah, we had
hard.
a bromance. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a bromance, man. It was a
We
good
had a
time.
true bromance.
It was a good time, man. And so yeah. And so is it kind of like that at most races you go to? Like, do you take when you finish a race, like, for me, that was the first time I've done that post race, but I knew I had an off season coming up for a couple weeks. What's it like for you? Like after you do a big race or after you do an event, do you take some time to reset or,
Normally not. It was just because we had off season
same
also,
thing?
so
Yeah.
so it just went up to
Yeah.
something that we could do. Normally we don't we don't party that hard, but actually Michi actually told me that sometimes she thought the Danes could be a bit discreet. No, not discreet. How do you say indifferent? Maybe
Indifferent. Okay.
out on the tracks.
Oh, just like
They w-
quiet to themselves?
Yeah, they're quiet
Yeah.
to themselves. Yeah, not chatting so much and not interrogating with the other people. So,
I think
we
that's
really
just
thought about
cyclists,
that.
man.
Yeah,
Like if we're being
exactly.
real, like everybody, like cyclists can be weird, like, and they can
Yeah.
just be like kind of closed off, and they don't want to show their cards. And we're cyclists, we're not dancers. So the last thing we
Uh,
want to do is go into a club or whatever and start dancing and look like a bunch of buffoons.
uh,
So yeah,
so it's something that we have to take with us, that we have to be a bit more open sometimes because we are friendly. Hopefully you
no,
will see that.
I thought you guys were too. Yeah, no, I think, and I'm not gonna mention it, but there was some teams in there that I don't know why they were even there. They were
Yeah.
just they were bringing the vibe down. They were killing
Yeah.
the vibe, and I even told them that. I said, "Dude, yeah, you
I
might be
remember.
able to crush me on a bike, but Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
like, come on, pull your head in." But
Yeah.
anyways, forget it. Who cares? Um, you guys are a lot of fun. And now your Madison partner is very curious what size your calves are.
Uh,
Have you
yes,
measured?
this thing.
Do you measure your calves?
No, it was something a long time ago. I told him that I really want strong calves and big calves.
Yeah.
So they've been teasing me with that ever since. So
Well, no, it's funny because I think like you two are like polar opposites, kind of. Like he's kind of small, and then you're bigger, and so like both of you guys being Madison partners, I think is awesome because it's just like you're the best of both worlds. And he's a scrappy little dude, man. He's he's like 8 foot tall in an Omnium, in my opinion. He will put his wheel where he knows it needs to be, and so I got mad respect for him. His next question for you is, who's your favorite swimmer? I'm assuming this has to be an inside joke.
Yeah, exactly. Again, once and again, an inside joke. Yeah. Bamberg is a freak sometimes.
He's a madman.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. So anyways, diving forward, I ask everybody this question when they're on the podcast, and I don't know if you've heard it before, but if you could have a cup of coffee or a beer, glass of wine, go out to a dance party, I don't know, one individual, anybody, dead or alive, who would that person be? What's the drink of choice and why?
Tom Brady. And
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, and I would say a whiskey sour. And I don't know the topic yet, but I would ask him anything.
So
he's my idol.
Before we continue, the whiskey sour, do you do the egg white?
Yeah.
Yeah, do the egg white. All right, cool. I was just making sure, man. And so, and Tom Brady, why Tom Brady?
I think my brothers introduced me to American football, or NFL.
Okay.
We would just say football in America.
Yeah.
And it was the Patriots that was the best team at the moment, and so on. I became a fan of them, and
huge Tom Brady fan.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so I'm a bit sad right now. He's just stopped, so he retired.
Dude, but he's the GOAT, man. He's a legend. Like it's kind of one of those things, like stop while you're on top. But even then, he didn't stop while he was on top. He could easily have won another Super Bowl and then stopped. But he, didn't make it. counted as, I mean, to me, he was going to retire either way at that point. Like if you don't quit while you're on top, like that to me means you're done. Like you've hit the hard stop. But I mean, what was it, like 22 seasons or something like that, or something crazy? So. Yeah, it's that's mental. And so, no, that's cool, man. Well, anyways, thanks so much for jumping on the podcast, guys. If you haven't already, please go check out his social media down in the description below. Check out the Danish team. Go check out Dan. You probably already checked out Dan. You probably listened to this podcast because Dan's been on it before. But yeah. Anyways, we'll see you next time. Cheers.
We'll see you.